What is going on, everybody? Yugioh here, and I'm here with my Rockstone deck profile for the January 2015 format. Now, this deck is completely TCG legal outside of a couple of cards in the extra deck, such as the number 55 Goliath, which hopefully these will be coming out in the Guild series and the new pack. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I think it's like Super Championship pack. I don't remember the name of it, but a bunch of Oshi cards and Korean cards are being ported over to the TCG. So hopefully, this better be one of them. So, but until that day comes, until this card comes out, you might just want to play something else. But it's a regular card on the deck, which I'll get to that in a second when we get to the extra deck and stuff. So, for those who don't know, the premise of Rockstone is using some of the koa'ki mirror cards that basically have negation effects and version of other rock monsters and just traps to kind of help stun your opponent. And it's a really cool anti-meta deck that is just only improved as the packs came out and years went on. It just improved over time, and I really hope to keep on bringing out support for koa'ki mirrors that can really help out rock stun, even if it's not intending to. It's just to make the deck even better and more consistent, because the deck is very consistent. It is a lot better than what it was previously. So anyway, let's get started. So first I'm playing 3 Guardian, 3 Sandman, 3 Wall, and 3 Overdose, or Overload as it's called now. Now the reason I'm playing 3 of each is because I want those beaters, I want to have that nice advantage, and all of them have their own specific roles. And it just adds more rock monsters I can reveal for their effects so they don't get destroyed. Now, for those of you who do not know anything about these 4 koa'ki mirror cards, because you never know, somebody may have just entered the game. You just don't really know who's new, who's not new. So, each of these koa'ki mirrors are in the sense of Doom Caliber, which basically Doom Caliber allows you to attribute itself to negate a monster effect. That's a mandatory one. But each of these koa'ki mirrors have the option to attribute themselves to negate a certain effect. Guardian can negate monster effects, Sandman negates traps, Wall negates spells, and Overdose negates monster summons. Now, Overdose works like Thunder King, as I've learned, just by playing with the card, because Konami does a bad job of wording things at times, and in terms of ruling. So, yeah, so sometimes you have to figure some of these things out yourself. But Overload is basically like Thunder King, so it cannot negate anything that starts a chain, which is very unfortunate because I would love this to say, fuck yo monsters. But when it comes to things like Shadow Fusion and Miracle Fusion, you have walls to negate those things anyway. But Overdose is like Overdose and Guardian, in my opinion, are the 2 biggest, best plays, best openers you can actually have in the deck. Because you have a way to negate a monster summon as well as a monster effect, which are 2 things that you typically see on your opponent's first turn anyway. Now we're playing 2 False Dyna. I'm not gonna try to pronounce its other part of the name. Just pretty much to stop special summons, because if you want that stun aspect of the deck, it's just what it does best. The new special Grand Mode to kind of annoy and piss off the opponent, because Grand Mode is just awesome. Then we have 2 Block Golems. Block Golem is here just because I can exceed summon it basically instance the Blizzard. I can use them special some of my koa'ki mirrors and go for running 4 if I wanted to, or I can just leave them on the field and just wait till the next turn and I can use their effects and just have 2 beaters on the field. So that's kind of the reason Block Golem is here. And and in order to use Block Golem's effect, the only monsters you have to have in your graveyard are Earth, low 4 or lower rock type monsters. And they all have to be Earth. So it's very restricted, so you kind of limit you in your extra deck, but you're not really going to go to the extra deck unless you really need to. So that's the bonus of this card, in my opinion. For the spells, you have the Seal 40 Calcos, 3 Power Dualities, 3 Diamond Core koa'ki mirror, a Dark Hole, and a Raigeki. Now, Seal 40 Calcos is just an amazing card on the deck. It really is. It turns your 1900 attack power monster koa'ki mirrors into 2400 attack power beaters that can negate shit. Is really nice. And then the Seal 40 Calcos also has the added effect that basically prevents your opponent from attacking your weaker monsters. So in a sense, it makes cards like Fossilon even more powerful, because not only does it gain a 500 boost, making them 1700, which is not really all that laughable. It's kind of scary, at this, it's kind of scary, but the fact that if you have koa'ki on the field with 2400 attack, they have to get around those first or force you to use their negation effects just to get the fossil item. So now you have ways to negate effects on the field, and essentially, because of the Seal War Cackles, they protect your Fossil Dyna for being destroyed by battle. So it's really nice, and it's a really, really good thing to actually have. So that nice stun aspect, it kind of makes it, in a sense, a perfect circle, which is really nice. But the duality, you're not going to special a whole lot outside of Block Golem, so it's just to help speed up the deck and make it more consistent. Diamond Core koa'ki. Thank you, Konami, for making this card. This makes the deck 100 times more consistent than what it was. Now, I'm not calling Rockstun a bad deck before, because it was still a really good deck, but it just kind of lacked the consistency that you really wanted. Because there's been many times you're playing the deck and you don't get those koa'ki, you're like, damn, this is not really Rockstun anymore, it's just me playing traps. You know? But this allows you just to add your koa'ki, and it has the bonus effect of you can banish it from your graveyard, and then all koa'ki that you control this turn cannot be destroyed. So that's really nice. And the fact that it doesn't say currently control, you can banish this card from the graveyard and then summon a koa'ki, and they can't do jack shit about it. No Bottomless, no Mirror Force, no Torrential. You know, they can't do anything about that outside of a Compulsor or Deep Prison. And if you have a Salmon on field already, you can protect them from those annoying little traps that don't destroy, like Deep Prison. So it's a really good card to have in the deck. And as for Dark Hole and Raigeki, just a monster hate. I don't really see a point in playing 2 Dark Holes from Raigeki. I just feel like a one of each is just perfectly fine in my opinion, just to kind of clear the board if you're in a bind, because the deck, because even though 1900 attack and 1 plus seal is 2400, is pretty cool and powerful. There are going to be times where you may not be able to get over big, powerful monsters, so having that monster removal is going to be good. Even if your opponent may not care about it sometimes, it's sometimes necessary to kind of help get you back on that control portion of the deck and get back in control of the game, which is what you really want in the deck. Now for the traps, you have the Warning, Torrential, Bottoms, and Compulse. We also have a Macrocosmos, since the deck doesn't really care about banishing outside of the Diamond Core and the Block Golem. The main thing with Macro is the fact that it hurts a lot of the meta, which is really good. And the fact that the koa'ki themselves don't really care about being banished in order to get their effects off is always nice. Because each of the koa'ki don't have to technically go to graveyard for their effects to resolve. So all you gotta do is tribute themselves. They can go to grave or be banished, and they'll still be able to negate an effect, which is really nice and makes Macrocosmos a really powerful card in the deck. And it's one of the reasons why I really wish it will come back to these 2, because it will make this deck even more powerful in my opinion. Then we have 3-dimensional prisons. This monster to get shit off the field, to get rid of annoying threats. 3 Phoenix Chains to stop their effects from happening, so I can get my effects off. And just allow me to kind of get more stun aspect of the deck. And then, to be super dickish, super trollish, I'm playing 3 Magic Cylinders. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get hate on this, but it's just funny. That's all I gotta say. It's just funny as hell. I couldn't think of any other trap I wanted to play. I was thinking of maybe Mirror Force. I couldn't think of I couldn't think of a trap that I really wanted to play. I couldn't. And I just thought, Magic Cylinder, why not? Let's just have some fun and just piss off people, troll people, because there's always this memes going around like, who the fuck plays Mirror, like, Magic Cylinder, ah? And it's just a really fun thing. You get to against the Nextclass player, and my yesterday's upload, that Magic Cylinder won me the game. It was priceless, and it was hilarious, and if it was on DN, he probably would have been raging like no tomorrow, like, who the fuck plays Magic Cylinder? So, it's a fun card to use in this deck due to the fact that you can stun your opponent, kind of beat them down with your koa'ki, and then if you need some extra damage, Magic Cylinder their asses, and just laugh your ass off all day long because it's funny for their reactions. Now, if you don't want to play Magic Cylinder, you can play things like Mirror Force. There's plenty of other traps out there that you can play over Magic Cylinder if you don't want to be a trollish dick. But just, you're already in this trolling your opponent with this deck, so why not go the extra mile with the cylinders? That's my argument. There you go. Anyway, the extra deck of that, not gonna go to a whole lot, but it's there just in case. I like, even though, even in decks that don't really go to extra deck that much, I like to have them just in case, because you never know what may happen. You may need to go into your extra deck. So anyway, we're playing one Dark Rebellion Explosive Dragon. Card is just really, really good. Two, number 55, Goliath. It's a really amazing card on the deck. For those who don't know what he does, he requires 2 level 4 monsters. And he's an Earth Rock monster, so he doesn't conflict with Black Golem, which is really awesome. But you can attach one material from this card, then target one level 4 Earth Rock type monster in your graveyard, and add it to your hand. You can only use the effect of number 55 once per turn, and all monsters you control gain 800 defense. Now that's not bad if you have him on field, and you have like Fossa face down. Well, of course that would kind of suck, but you can't get around it. They have to go on the defensive. It's not that bad, but it's the fact that he allows you to recycle your clock and mirrors. Like, hey, I get my Guardian back, I get my Overload back. Hell, I get Fossadina back. Like, hey, Fossadina here. It's freaking awesome. Then we have a Ragnar Zero, Black Ship Core, number 101, Castell, Diamond Direwolf, Heartland Draco, Exeton Knight, Emerald, because you never know, you may need to recycle your deck. The Abyss Dweller, Gaga Cowboy, number 80 Repshi in Berserk, and then Yugioh Margawise, just because still running the Fire Hand stuff like that. I just couldn't think of anything else to put in for the extra deck, so hey, Margawise, oh buddy, oh pal, I'll put you in the extra deck, cause I missed you. You're a pretty cool card. But anyway, that is Rock Stun in a nutshell. Really fun deck. If you are a fan of stun, just control-based decks, this is a really good deck to use. It's really fun. It just controls the board. It does sometimes have a problem with super big monsters, but in some of the decks like Treasure Tribute, Dark Renegade, and all that stuff, can help you regain that control over your opponent. And again, for that extra measure, for extra damage of those big monsters, you have cards like a Magic Cylinder that kind of stun your opponent even more, and to kind of help beat them a little more faster. So it's nice, good damage, nice, good chip damage onto your opponent. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. And if any thoughts, suggestions for the deck that I may not have thought of or I may have forgotten about, feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to read them. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.